Essence Global is an organization from Kerala that promotes rationalism and scientific temper, and they do lots of events in Kerala. In fact, you can see some event happening every month or twice in a month throughout the year in different parts of Kerala, but they also do events sometimes in other cities as well. Recently, they did one in Bangalore for which I was one of the speakers, and that's the video we're gonna see now. So, right here, I'm talking to Srijit, who is one of the organizers. He's the one who got me into this event and got me to talk on this. And I met a lot more Essence people, a lot more familiar faces. I've done an event previously over here as well. This is one of the other talks that I happened to see in the time I was there. Now it's time for me to, give my talk.
Let's welcome Pranav to present the topic.
So the talk was on errors in thinking, where I spoke about cognitive biases and logical fallacies and whatnot, and I talked about that with examples also. The actual talk that I gave, I will include a section of that so you can see a higher quality version of that. Why do we see things as different from the way they actually are? That's the question. So who is making us do this? Who's the culprit? Right? Is it our eyes because we are seeing things? Or is it our brain? Because what we see, we also process. It's our brain telling us that this line is longer or this circle is bigger. So why does that happen? So who's actually causing this? Is it our eyes or is it our brain? Our brains have a very flawed processing system. The organ that you learn about the world with, that you see and experience the world with, is fundamentally flawed. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is this. I showed you earlier that these two lines are the same length, the central horizontal line. Look at them now again and tell me, do you see them as the same length or different lengths? You still, just if you see it as different lengths, just raise your hand. Yeah. That's the thing. Most of us, in fact, all of us, we are like our brains are not only flawed in this processing, we are unaware of this flaw. Our brains are unaware, like our brains are still yelling out that the bottom line is longer. But the only way that we can overcome this, like if I ask you which line is longer, all you can do is ignore this answer that your brain is telling you and go with what the facts are, which is that they're the same length. So our brains are not only flawed, they're unaware. The brains are unaware that they're flawed. That's the thing about our brain. I think the question we came to answer was, why are our brains like this in the first place? Why can't we just look at a picture and tell which line is actually longer, or tell which they're actually parallel lines or circle is bigger, whatever? Why do we get these wrong answers? Why are our brains telling us or jumping to these wrong conclusions, which leads to a million problems in our society, religion, cults, whatever, you know examples. Why are our brains like this? Any guesses? Anyone? Why do we have that laziness? Huh? Yes, that's the answer I was looking for. It's the way we evolved. It's the way our brains evolved. We evolved into an environment where we don't have all these conclusions from science and studies and research and medicine. All these things were not there. All we had was a simple, wild environment. I'll give you a specific example of how a fallacy comes about. Imagine a Stone Age child who's playing near a lake. But his mom comes and tells him, hey, how many times have I told you not to play here? Don't go near the lake. Come back. We need to go back. Dad is calling, whatever. And the child listens to the mom. But unaware to him, there was a crocodile in the lake. So did the mom protect him or not? See, what we have to look at is the child's tendency to listen. If there was a croc and the child listens, he survives. If there was no croc, but the child still listens, he'll still survive.
If the child doesn't listen, in one of the cases, he dies. So, evolutionarily, survival advantage is there in the child that listens. And we are all descendants of that child. We have this tendency to trust an authority figure. When an authority figure says something, we blindly listen, we follow. At that time, it made sense. There was an evolutionary survival advantage for that trait. But in today's world, it doesn't make sense. But unfortunately, we are still the same humans that were there in the planet tens of thousands of years back. Do you know what fallacy I'm talking about? It's an appeal to authority fallacy. All of religion, all cults, everything can be explained using this one fallacy, appeal to authority. Blindly trusting when an authority tells us XYZ, whatever.
Now, this is a modified version of a video that I've already done on this channel. You can see this video right here. And have a look at the video and see there are lots of changes that I've made for the talk. So there were lots of questions that people asked me after my talk. And after the talk, I got to interact with many people that were part of the audience. So I hope to do many more events like these in the future, and I hope to see and interact with y'all over there in those events. I keep an eye out on my pages, YouTube, and mainly Instagram, because I tend to share these on my stories. Have a look out for those things, and I'll see you in real life or maybe in the next video. See you.